This is, as I promised you, part 2. The Trojan horse within, how our own agencies sold America out, and the patriot who can fix it. In 2015, as I showed you, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Randy Doherty handed over leadership to this Chinese Communist national Zhao Jinwu. He's been involved with our quality since 1994. We're going to keep on going. At that time, when he was handed over leadership, he was also the leader of the China National Accreditation Services in Beijing, China, and he's mandated to take our data through the China National Intelligence Law, Article number 7. Here he is standing in Wuhan, China, as a matter of fact, issuing a certificate to an ill-prepared laboratory, and we will show you the actual article this information came from. At the same time, he was issuing a certificate in 2017. Ms. Pamela Sale, but I want you to read this. A majority of forensic scandals have occurred in accredited labs. Ms. Pamela Sale, Laboratory Accreditation, Vice President for ANSI-ANAB, stated under deposition, one of the issues is that there is no commonly agreed upon set of standards that forensic labs around the country have to follow. Instead, there are informal guidelines that labs can choose to follow or not. What that means is it's out of control. This came out of the Wuhan Institute of Virology magazine. As a matter of fact, on page 2, they have a picture of Zhao Jinwu right here. There it is. There you go. You can't make this up. On the last page, you always say the best for last, ladies and gentlemen. On the last page, let me show it to you so I can verify my integrity here. On the last page of this document, you see this? I blew it up for you so you can see it. There's that, but here it is in its large form. And the first line of item they have is gain-of-function research. And remember what Fauci said, if you were listening? He said, I don't know anything about gain-of-function. He was full of crap with Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul. In this article, we have it here. Do you see what it says? I don't have to read it to you. I'll hold it there. Well, I'll read it. 2018, diplomats warned of risky coronavirus experiments at the lab. And by the way, in here it said that they did not have enough trained technicians. 2019, here's the CDC training document. And you open it up to page 3, and it says this. It said the safety and function of a BS4 laboratory, Biolevel 4 laboratory, rely not only on the containment facility and biosafety management systems, but on also highly trained, qualified, and experienced staff. Many recorded laboratory accidents are related to personal error. Qualified staff ensure efficacy and safety of the high containment laboratory. You like it so far? Now we go on to Boeing. This is 2024, April 17th. I was standing up showing 2 pieces of paper that Boeing released 7 months after 9/11, after they stated during about September 19th in a CNN Money Watch that they said, we're laying off 20 to 30,000 employees. Over on this side is Sam Salapar. I was supporting him. I said that they gave up on-site auditing for 22 years. They said, send in your cert, send in your parts, and only if the need arises or need be will we come to your facility. Okay? Also, this is important, that in January of 2025, they made those 2 documents disappear. One of the things they also stated was they were eliminate redundant inspections. I also went back to see David Calhoun. The only thing he knew about any sort of aerospace was hitting his Callaway golf ball off the tee. The only thing he knew about materials was probably his golf club. Titanium, aluminum, and graphite. Never can tell. Now we go on to Boeing. This is good. Boeing. Boeing sits on ANSI-ANAB's board next to the FAA, etc. Boeing, on their supplier portal, calls out third-party registers must be ANSI-ANAB or international equivalent. Here is the actual document that Boeing took down that calls out NADCAP certification, which is for the National Aerospace Defense Contractors Accreditation. It states that Boeing will augment NADCAP audits, additional assessments as the need arises, and we believe the number of redundant audits will be significantly reduced as aerospace manufacturers embrace this program. Isn't that nice? And then we have this one over here. This is the supplier bulletin. That was from April. This is from July of 2002, and it states, On-site Boeing audit of suppliers' quality system if need be. Our preference is to deal with proven suppliers with excellent quality performance and not have to do on-site quality audits. This is the page from ANSI-ANAB's website that they took down in August of 2024 that you can see Boeing down here. And this is the Management System Accreditation Committee that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. This is a beautiful thing. This came out of an article from AV Web, and it stated the FAA increased the authority of Boeing's Commercial Airplanes Division to self-certify its own aircraft. The authority extends Boeing to be able to do oversight of testing, product standards, and certification of aircraft technologies like the MCAS system that killed 340 people, 346 Ethiopian and Indonesian air, and also new aircraft designs like Sam Salapar was talking about. Boeing's inspection work is already delegated to FAA-appointed in-house inspectors who report most of their findings to the FAA. Also, the FAA made some of Boeing inspectors Boeing/FAA, and Boeing was paying their salary. So you have Boeing/FAA inspectors full-time, which means the CEO is a de facto FAA administrator. After those aircraft went down in 2018-19, what happened is the FAA came out and said this. A spokesperson said this. Mr. Gregory Martin, FAA spokesperson, said in an email, the FAA has never allowed companies to police themselves or self-certify their own aircraft. As I've mentioned before, in 2003, ANSI-ANAB came out with the supplier, Oasis database. It states this, and I will read it to you. The online aerospace supplier information systems run by the IAQG, which also sits on ANSI-ANAB's board right over by Boeing, and at the time, Boeing had complete control over it. AS 9100 certified organization does not have an option to be excluded from the Oasis database, and also 4.3, an AS 9100 certified organization, if they don't pay the fees, they take the certificate away. What is going on? And now you have the Department of Defense sitting there. You also have, and this is a factor here, sitting on ANSI-ANAB, who are not just members of ANSI-ANAB's board, but they are also customers. Department of Commerce, Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and FDA. And they're still that way right now, ladies and gentlemen, even with the change of new people on those agencies. You have NIST, which is part of the Department of Commerce. At the time, you had a Mr. Gordon Gillerman, who is the Director of Standards Coordination Office at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, getting $120K plus his federal salary. You have the Department of Homeland Security. Oh, you're not too secure with them, because you know what? You got Phil Matheson. Phil Matheson is also the Executive Director, Office of Standards, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, getting $262,000 plus his federal salary. Guess what? How are we going to get justice there? Plea deals and everything else. Department of Justice sits on ANSI-ANAB's board. The FDA sits on ANSI-ANAB's board, not just as, again, the Department of Commerce, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, and also the FDA are not just members of ANSI-ANAB. They're paying customers. And then, of course, you have the FBI. These are only some of the federal agencies on board, but these are critical agencies. A lot of them have to deal with Boeing, DOJ. How can we have reliability in Pam Bondi when she's still waddling in the shit of foreign interference? And they do. We've got the data. I've showed it to you. This video today is just a second part of about the Trojan horse within. How our own agencies sold America out, and the patriot who can fix it. And do you know who can fix it? I can, because I am not a politician. I'm a quality guy of 40 plus years, aerospace, medical implants, materials, printing, and plastic distribution, background, BS degree in management, and a lot of education within the composites, plastics, non-ferrous metals, aluminum, titanium arena. My telephone number is 203-556-1493. And only Guberman will be able to fix it. And I don't make any bones about it. I thank you.